you're like me, you got a lot of great taste, but maybe a small budget. DJ LumbaJack, your boy. We're gonna go through the best and the worst. Each episode is one record that I find while I crate dig. So here we go, Thrift Store Finds. I'm excited. Are you excited? Let's go. What's up? It's your boy, DJ LumbaJack. Welcome to the third episode of Thrift Store Finds. And today's album, we're reviewing the Buddy Rich Band's A Different Drummer. Buddy Rich. Now, if you don't know who Buddy Rich is, phenomenal jazz drummer, played with many of the greats, and had his own band. This one is from 1971, so it's a little bit later in his career, because I believe his prime was more in the 60s, late 50s and 60s. But I could be wrong on that. Not a complete expert on Buddy Rich, but I will add to this with a little more research. Anyways, Thrift Store Finds. I just know the name Buddy Rich is great, so I'm going to throw it on and see what we see. Are you ready? Superstar is the first song. These are all originals, as far as I know. Oh, I'm sorry. So this first track is from Jesus Christ Superstar, the Superstar. So I don't know if this is a cover. I think they actually did this for the movie, or the rock opera, I should say. I'm not going to go too long on that one. You get that pretty funky, and of course if you're familiar with Jesus Christ Superstar, you know that track. But pretty good, pretty upbeat, disco funk. This one's called Domino. Like funk jazz, I guess, Oh, the horns, you gotta love it. I'm digging it. I just want to hear more and more of this. This is great. So this one's called Chelsea Bridge. Little trombone. Little saxophone coming in there, compliment. Cross each other and kind of... Very good contrasting and complementing at the same time. Little bridge. Sax solo. Another bridge. Get a little bit of swing there. Now back to the original. Another bridge. kind of a little experimental. I mean, it deals with a bunch of stuff in there. I'm digging it. Switches it up throughout the song, so I like it. This one's called Paul's Tune. Oh yeah, this has a high sampleability. Oh, you can just hear Buddy Rich in there just laying these drums down. You can just picture him. Here, I'll put my head just bit. Love the horns there. So this is why you have to listen to this. This is why you always have to listen to vinyl, or any album for that matter, any music you have to listen to on a stereo, not just one speaker, because you've got panning going on, okay? And then if you keep dealing with Dolby 5.1, 7.1, now they're in Atmos and all this stuff. Surround sound, you hear it in 3 dimensions. And even back then, they recorded albums with that space. Even if they just did it in stereo, a Dolby system will apply that to all the speakers and adjust. But even just with a stereo, your ears will make that 360 in your head. But yeah, having the panning, right there, the horn come in. Although I'm standing closer to the right speaker, I can still hear it coming over here. So it's got that spatial awareness. It's just great recording. They come in out of left field over there. I'm left-handed, so I know that's loud. Again, doing different time signatures, different styles there. I'm digging it. Not necessarily my favorite song, but starts out great and it does some good things there. This one's called Straight No Chaser. Now that song sounds familiar. Here's a more traditional jazz. This is more traditional jazz. This might be a traditional. I think this is a traditional bebop song. Might even be a Charlie Parker tune, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty good. Definitely a bebop style tune. This next one is another one from Jesus Christ Superstar, the rock opera, Heaven on Their Minds. Let's see how this is. So if you're not familiar, Jesus Christ Superstar was this rock opera, very disco funky, sort of like the Rent of its time, but of course about Jesus, but set in New York City. Yeah, syncopated drumming by, again. More jazz flute. Okay, pretty decent. Let's see if it changes up a little bit. Okay, yeah. Kind of that disco-y jazz. This one is called A Piece of the Road Suite. So it's got a couple of, let's see. Pipe dreams, counting them white lines, and a piece of the long road and back of the bus. So there's 4 different parts to this. Starts off slow. This is a suite, so there's different like movements. So this is a slower kind of thing. Let's see if it picks up. I don't know if I'd call this a ballad. Maybe it's a ballad, more of a ballad. Yeah, that's definitely ballad style. So let's see if it like is a hard cut between songs or kind of like transitions in. There's like a coda and they kind of like transition in. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Sampleability up high here. Here goes Buddy Rich. Here we go. Oh, I could. There's so much to take out of there. Here comes the bass. Digging that. I can already tell it's going to be good. And, oh, excuse me. So this next one, let's see. Yeah, that's that one goes. That one's probably the best one on the track, so on the album so far. All right, so that's fading out. Let's see what comes next. Looks like it's a very small track in between because 1, 2. You can tell by the grooves, there's a very hard groove between songs, and this one is very small in between. But I kind of like this piano solo. Just kind of like an interlude, maybe. A Piece of the Road. It's only 37 seconds long, according to the back of the album there, if you can see that. See that? 37 seconds. Digging it? Alright, so this last one's called Back of the Bus. Alright. Kind of like jazz, and then there's sort of like jazzy disco funk. I mean, 71, so it's like right in there, right? Love the saxophone. But now this is kind of like, this is back to a little more bebop. Very fast. It's almost like upright bass now. All right, not my favorite cup of tea. I feel like that last track, they don't really know what they want, but it doesn't know what it wants to be. But hey, still a great album. Again, nobody rich, don't know this album. Got it at thrift store find. I'm liking this album. I give it a 7.5 or an 8. Again, not my favorite. There's some tracks on there. Again, for it to be 10, that's a pretty high bar. I gotta love every track. The good quality. So again, the way I grade these is not only the quality of the songs, but the quality of the actual record because it's a thrift store find. So not a lot of scratches, really good condition. So that gives it a higher mark. I might bump it up to an 8.5 because there's some good. Of course, I also incorporate the sampleability. Not only if I like the songs, but how well I can sample from them. So, you know what? I'm going to give it a 9. No, I can't give it a 9. What am I going to give it? I'm going to give it an 8. I'll give it an 8. Good song. I'd say there's a few songs I wasn't digging. I'm not a huge musical fan, especially the rock opera kind of thing. So the Jesus Christ Superstar songs did not do much. There's 2 songs on here from that sort of took away from it. And like I said, A Piece of the Road Suite, the last track that has 4 different movements in it, I liked. but I didn't like every movement. The last one, Back of the Bus, just was like kind of all over the place. But the Straight No Chaser was great. Again, I feel like that's a bebop cover. And the 3 tracks, other than Superstar, the first track, but Domino, Chelsea Bridge, and Paul's Tune on the first side were awesome. So I feel like it was a mixed bag. That's why I initially gave it a 7.5. But because of the sampleability and the quality of the record, I'm going to bump it up to the 8 score. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you agree with me. If you don't, leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Or suggest the next thrift store find. What would you like me to look for next time I'm on my crate digging? I'll do a review for it, okay? But usually these are just random records that I find either way. Thanks again for watching this episode of Thrift Store Finds. This is the 3rd episode. Buddy Rich, a different drummer. Don't forget to like it, comment below, subscribe to our channel, Viral Media Network, check out all our other great videos, and hit that ding button so you know when we come out with our next great video. We'll see you next time on Thrift Store Finds. I'm DJ LumbaJack.